Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this particular video, we'll be looking into the outliers concept. Along with that, we'll also look into the causes of outliers, which is a very important topic from the anomaly detection using statistics. So, without further delay, let's start. So, first, in a very basic way, we'll understand what exactly an outlier is. By the definition, an outlier is an observation, a data point that lies abnormally far away from the other values and does not follow the general pattern of the data. Yes. So, a point which behaves unusually than the other values is called as outlier. It could be one very interesting indication of it is that it could be far away from other values. So if you plot the data in this particular plot, you could see the data points which are actually gathered over a particular region, but there are certain data points like this you can see which are behaving unusually like this. It is not lying in this particular region, it is far away from the region. It is making its own significance. So you can see these crosses are nothing but outliers. These crosses are outliers and the blue ones are actual normal data. So this is your visual representation of outlier. Now outliers can impact multiple things. If you have more number of outliers in your data set, then whatever analysis you are doing, that could be very wrong. So outliers can impact what all things. It could distort your mean, variance and correlation. Now just imagine if you have four data points, three data points are lying in the range 1 to 10 and one data point is having a value of 1000, then what your mean will be? It will be more towards 1000, right? Because your mean will get affected just by one single outlier. So it does not only affect the mean, it also affects the variance and correlation also. We cannot get a actual study of the particular variable or the relationship among the different variables. It also affects the statistical test like z-test, t-test or ANOVA test, which we have seen before. So all these tests also will fail if you have outliers present in your dataset. It will lead to wrong conclusions, of course, because your correlations and test will fail, and it would lead to biased machine learning model. So whenever you are exploring data, your first step would be to remove these outliers. It is a first step in anomaly detection, which is one of the technique that we are going to see. So I hope outlier definition is clear, and by visual representations also outlier significance is clear to you all. So now let's have an understanding of why it matters. So first is the data quality. It removes the noise. Okay, whenever you remove the outlier, it means your noise gets removed. It improves the accuracy and it cleans the data set. Statistical analysis, if we talk about, we get unbiased results if we remove the outliers. We get valid hypothesis test. We get reliable conclusions. And when we talk about model building also, we get better predictions, stable training, and generalization. Yes. So if you want all these accurately, you need to remove your outliers. So I hope why it matters is clear to you all. Now let's see the causes of outlier. How the outliers actually originates, how it is added in your data. The very first cause is the measurement or instrument error. So let's say you're gathering some information or data from a particular source. While gathering that data only, while measuring or while capturing the insights from that particular source only, you have got some error or fault. Like for example, faulty sensors or calibration issues. So let's say you are collecting the data of air quality index from a particular region. Okay, just because of the instrument issues, you have captured a wrong value in the data set. So that issue is of the instrument, but now our data has got contaminated. So that is one of the causes from which you get outliers, the instrument error or the measurement issues. So for example, if you are measuring weight from a weighing machine of people, then in that case you have captured 650 kg by mistake instead of 65 kg. Obviously there is no human who is of 650 kg. So here is one of the point So this is how the outliers originates. Second cause would be data entry, human error. Let's say a particular human is manually entering the data. In that case, the human can commit typos, extra zeros, or wrong units. For example, the salary of a person actually is 5 lakh, but by mistakenly it is written as 50 lakhs. So this is also one of the outlier which is present. Third cause of outlier is sampling error, which are also called as non-representative samples. So for example, only surveying wealthy neighborhoods. Now let's say there is a particular case wherein a particular human is going to a particular region and doing a survey on some particular product, okay, product purchase or maybe lifestyle. So all the people who are actually residing in that particular region, if they are wealthy, the obviously the person who is actually doing the survey won't be aware of that particular thing, that all the people who are residing in this particular region are wealthy, but by mistakenly that person has gathered the information from wealthy neighborhoods only. So that is why the data that is captured does not contain generalized data. So this is how this particular entire sample gets an identity of outlier, because the survey that was being made was of common people, but here only wealthy people were actually being surveyed. So this is how one of the cause of outlier originates. So you can see the distribution of outlier causes is measurement error 25%, natural variations 20%, sampling error is 15%, rare events that occurs is 10%, and data entry error are 30%, which is the most. So by this you can get a rough idea of what exactly are the causes of outliers. Now let's cover the remaining causes. So by this particular donut chart, you can see we have covered three things. We are now left with rare events and the natural variations. Let's have a look at it. Now, natural variation is one of the cause of outlier. How? This is genuine extreme values in the population. It must not always be removed. Represents real world phenomena. So this is something which cannot be changed. It naturally occurs. For example, CEO salary is 50 crores in a company dataset. Yes. So over here you can see, if we are actually studying the entire company salary structure, obviously if we compare a common employee salary with the CEO salary of that particular company, it would be a very drastic change, right? A normal employee will have a salary in lakhs, but a CEO will have salary in crores or more than that. Here in real world, if we are not talking about data science, this is not an outlier. But if you're actually studying a particular company data, you know here it will occur as an outlier, because this is actually very far away from your normal employee's salary, right? If you see at this particular distribution also, your salary of all the employees are actually lying in this lakhs only. You can see 100k, but your CEO salary is 50 crores. You can see your entire data is accumulated in here, but only one or two people salary is like this, which is actually showing that these are outliers. They are not actually behaving as per the entire data. Fifth is rare events or exceptional conditions. For example, fraud transaction in banking. Okay, so this could be a human intervention only, but it is not by mistake, it is intentional. So like for example, fraud transactions, system failures in IT, this could not be actually determined, it can occur anytime. So these are some of the rare events. Natural disasters affecting the data, like for example, if sensors are actually capturing the data of a particular environment, then if a natural calamity occurs, then in that case the sensors might not work. Okay, so this could be one of the origin of outliers. Then pandemic effects on sales, this is also one of the cause of outliers. So I hope 5 different causes of outliers are actually clear to you all. Now we'll see the types of outliers. Okay, this is very important concept. We have to understand what all are the different types of outliers. So the very first type of outlier is global outlier. So global outlier is what? It is a single data point that is far away from the rest of the data. You can see your data entirely accumulated in this particular location, and there is a single data point which is actually not residing in this particular region. It is very far away from your entire data points. It looks abnormal when compared with all the data points which are present. For example, if most of the values lies in the range 40 to 60, you can see all the values are actually lying in the range 40 to 60, but there is only one single value which is near 95, okay, which is actually lying in the range 100. So this is something which is an outlier. So your 95 becomes a global outlier. You can think of it as a clearly wrong or extreme overall. Next type is contextual outlier. A contextual outlier is normal in one situation but abnormal in a specific context. Now, for example, in this particular graph, you could see that in the temperature graph, 30-degree is normal in July, right? You can see the pattern over here like this, then it reduces, then it actually increases like this. So over here, if it is normal, right? 30 degrees even present in July, but it is not an outlier, right? Because there is a summer in this particular case. But since it is actually residing here in Feb month, okay, 30 degrees Celsius, this becomes abnormal. Why? Because in February, according to this particular region's data of climate, in February, 30-degree Celsius is not the case. So it is actually an outlier. So here the context like time, season, or location matters in this particular case. So 30 degrees normal in July, but is an outlier in Feb. So I hope the contextual outlier is clear to you all. Based on the context, the data points can be classified as an outlier or it is a normal one. Type 3 is collective outliers. So this is the third type of outlier, which is very important. A collective outlier occurs when a group of values together forms an unusual pattern. Okay, so see, you can see here we can see a group wherein it actually is present in bulk, but it does not create a correct pattern. It does not follow all the different data points pattern. You can see here they are actually ranging between 100 to near 100 range, but suddenly this particular peak arises and then again it gets normal. So this particular peak wherein these data points are actually residing, they are not behaving normally. So in this transaction graph also, continuous high activity over several days indicates abnormal behavior, right? So here the pattern is an outlier, not a single point. Okay, so this is collective outlier wherein your entire pattern changes and behaves abnormally. So let's have a quick comparison. Global outlier is single point from which is far away from all the data, like fraud amount of 10 lakhs when the average is 100 or 1000. Next is contextual outlier, which is normal value, wrong context. Okay, so the value is normal, but in terms of context, it is wrong. Like AC sales spike in December, winter. Okay, so obviously AC sales will spike in December. Next is collective outlier, which is nothing but groups forms unusual pattern. Like for example, server errors for continuous 5 hours. So this is something which I wanted you to understand the types of outliers. I hope by examples and by graphical representations it is clear. Now let's have a look at the outlier detection methods, which obviously we are not going to cover in this particular video. We'll be covering all of them in detail in the next videos. But you need to understand what all different methods are actually present to detect outlier. So first is visual methods, second is numerical methods. So in visual method we have box plot, that is quartile plot, which you already have seen before. Next we have histogram, which we already have seen. The distribution shape of the histogram actually tells you how an outlier would be present in your data set. Next is the scatter plot, which we already have seen. We have covered these visual methods, but in detail in the upcoming slides I will discuss about the box plot, which is one of the best method to actually identify the outlier, which contains the IQR, that is interquartile range concept. So I hope these three visual methods are clear to you all: box plots, histogram, and scatter plot. Next comes the numerical method. So over here I have z-score method, IQR method, modified z-score method, that is MAD based, and percentile method. So all these methods are actually useful for identification of outlier. So I hope you are understanding this. If you remember box plot that we have already have seen before, it looks something like this. And once you plot the box plot, you can see the data points which are not lying in this particular box plot are actually identified as outliers. Okay, the points beyond whiskers are potential outliers. I hope the methods are clear. Now let's take a numerical example. Okay, so over here you can see, let's say a given data set is like this: 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 50. These are the data points. Okay, now first step is to arrange them in ascending order. Here it is already sorted. Step 2 is observe the values. So most values you can see they are ranging from 5 to 12. You can see 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These are some values which are close to each other, right? But you can clearly see that 50 is far from others. 50 is a point which is not like others. So if you calculate the statistics, you get the mean without 50 as 8.86. That means if you take the average of all these data points without 50, you get the average 8.86. But when you take the mean, I mean the average with 50's inclusion, you get the mean as 14. You can see drastically the mean has increased. This says that 50 is an outlier and it does not follow the central pattern. If you plot it like this, you can see clearly that 50 is something which is very unusual than the others. So this is how a simple quick visual representation of how you can identify an outlier. So you can see with this a drastic impact comes on the mean. Without outlier it was 8.86. After including the outlier it is 14. So over here by this observation you can see that outlier has increased the mean by 58 percentage. So along with this study we also see that median is something which remains stable, preferred for skewed data. Hence, it is not preferred for outlier detection. It is preferred for skewed data detection. I hope these things are clear to you all. Now, key points to remember. First is that outliers are not always errors. Some can represent genuine phenomena. Always analyze cause before removing. Okay, so for example, context also matters. In contextual outlier, we have seen that always an outlier is not something which has different value. It could have the same value also, but the context might be changed, because of which it could be an outlier. Next, outliers affect the statistical measures like mean, variance, correlation test. Next, multiple detection method exists like visual plus numerical, which we have seen in the previous slides. Median is more robust than mean in case of outliers, right? That is why it is preferred for skewed detection, not for outlier detection. Next, outlier detection is the first step in the anomaly detection, which is a huge concept. Okay, so it is a foundation for ML pipelines. So I hope the key points are clear to you all. With this, we come to the end of the video, and I hope outliers and causes of outliers, along with that types of outlier and different techniques through which outliers can be identified, is clear to you all. If you guys have any single doubt, then you can straight away put it in the comment section. I'll be happy to solve it. For more such videos, do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also hit the bell icon and don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Please join me on Telegram. Thanks for watching. Have a good day ahead.